Hey everybody, Luis Perez here with a video focusing on the new features that are built into Zoom, iOS 13, and the new iPad OS. A quick reminder before we get started that accessibility is now its own pane in settings. You no longer have to go through General first. Once you choose accessibility, you'll find Zoom under Vision. And then we'll start with a new option called Pin Zoom. This is a feature that's only available on the iPad running iPad OS. You'll find this new feature under Zoom region. And then here you can choose Pin Zoom. What this does is it splits the screen into two different areas. In one area you'll see a 100% view. And then in the other area you're going to see the content zoomed in so that it's easier to see. Once you've selected Pin Zoom, you can choose the position of the zoomed in area. That can be the top, the left, the right, or the bottom. I'll set it to the top for this demonstration. You can then zoom in as you typically would by double tapping anywhere on the screen with 3 fingers. And just as you would expect, I can pan around by dragging with 3 fingers anywhere on the screen. And a quick tip is that you can tap on the handle, and then that shows a highlight in the 100% area. And you can move that highlight around, and that changes what content is displayed in the zoomed in area. You can tap the controller, and one of the options that you'll have is choose position. And so here you can choose another option for where you want to see the zoomed in portion of the screen. Let's change that to the left so that you can see what that looks like. And a final tip is that you can move the divider in order to change the size of the zoomed in area. And when you're done using Zoom, you can zoom out as you typically would by double tapping with 3 fingers. The next feature that I want to talk about are the new keyboard shortcuts for Zoom, which are available when you use an external keyboard on any device running iOS 13. And I'm going to demonstrate these using the window zoom mode. Once you select keyboard shortcuts under Zoom, you can turn on the keyboard shortcuts here, and then you can also select individual shortcuts that you want to have enabled or disabled. And here you can see that I've selected all of the shortcuts. If you've ever used Zoom on a Mac, a number of these commands should be familiar to you. For example, Command Option 8 will zoom in. Command Option 8 again will zoom out. I'll zoom in one more time to show you the remaining keyboard shortcuts. Command Option equals will adjust the zoom level up. Command Option minus will adjust the zoom level down. Command Option and the arrow keys will allow you to move the zoomed in area. And then if you add the Control key, this allows you to resize the zoomed in area. And then there's a keyboard shortcut that allows you to temporarily zoom in or zoom out, and that is holding down the Control and Option keys. And finally, you can switch modes between window mode, full screen mode, or the new Pin Zoom mode that's available on iPad OS by pressing Command Option F. There's the Pin Zoom mode, there's the full screen mode, and there's the window mode. So there you have some of the new keyboard shortcuts that are available for Zoom on iOS 13. The final thing that I want to talk about is the Zoom controller, which is now much more customizable in iOS 13. For example, you can set up your controller actions. I've set mine up so that a single tap will bring up the options menu. A double tap will allow me to zoom in and out quickly. And finally, a triple tap will turn on the Speak on Touch option, which is a new feature in iOS 13 that I'll cover in a separate video. You can also double tap and hold the controller and then swipe up or down without letting go to quickly zoom in and out. When you let go, you'll be set at that zoom level. Finally, you have some options for changing the color of the Zoom controller. And as before, you can also adjust the idle opacity. Thank you so much for watching this video covering some of the new features for Zoom in iOS 13 and iPad OS.